Welcome to Dear Diaries, sharing heaven one experience at a time. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, or our website, www.deardiaries.co. I'm your host, Roserbie Theoc, and welcome to Dear Diaries. Hello, welcome to Dear Diaries, sharing heaven one experience at a time. My name is Roserbie Theoc, and I'm glad that you are here. So today, I want to talk to you about some things that I have been getting from God and receiving. So around the time when we realized COVID was a situation, I remember my pastor saying that it was going to be a quick thing. And I remember immediately feeling in my spirit, no, it's not going to be a quick thing. It's going to be a long thing. And what I felt in my spirit that the Lord was saying is that an appointed time had came, or like a full circle of something came. And what he said to me was like, I gave them time to repent and they did not. And so this is the consequences, and the fullness of this consequence must be experienced. That's how I got it in the spirit. And then throughout COVID situation, I kept getting in my spirit famine, just like the time of Joseph. And from then on, it's just been a confirmation after confirmation about this. And recently I also posted a video about the warnings that I've been getting. I've been seeing dreams back to back about pestilence and plague-like stuff happening in the earth, in marketplaces. And for me, the marketplace represents where all types of people come in. And it was not the marketplace you go to the store. For me, a marketplace is like a flea market where you have all types of nationalities there purchasing goods, vendors, and things like that. And because I'm not, I was born in America, but my parents are from another country, I understand that type of marketplace feeling when I received it in the dream. And not only that, in the dreams that I was having, there were different type of nationalities as vendors there. And so that means that they brought in different types of people. So to me, that means that the dream was not just for one type of people, but maybe for nations, the world. And so I've been having these type of dreams back to back, and it's very rare for me to have dreams back to back about the same thing. And so when you know about the Hebrew culture, as far as when their beliefs about God showing them something twice, it means confirmation, and it means, and I think if you get it one more time, then it means it's going to come quickly. Maybe twice, or maybe, but I'm certain for sure that 3 times and more, it's going to come quickly. So even after the dream, I was continually getting confirmations of what I was perceiving, dreaming about outside of my dream. So when I'm awake, I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it, the same word, plague, plague, plague. And I said, God, what is it that we need to do? Even in the last dream that I had, June 3rd, 2023, I woke up. You know how when you wake up like in a nightmare or like in shock, and I was like, oh, God, we need a Goshen. That's how I woke up. Goshen was a place where none of the plagues, none of the stuff that was going on to the people in Egypt was touching the Israelites. And that's what came to my thought as soon as I woke up. I think the people of God, we need not be afraid of anything that's happening in the world. Just like I wasn't afraid when it came to COVID, I just simply needed to ask the Lord, what does he say about the situation, and what do I need to do? And that's all you need to do. God says, fear nothing. And you need to ask God, how do I create a Goshen in my home, a Goshen in my city, a Goshen in my state? What do we do? What do we do? And am I okay, Lord, where I'm not part of this thing that's happening in the world? Am I all right with you? And And how do I fix it if I'm not? You want to make sure that you're in right standing with God. Your household is in right standing with God. And then you ask God, how do you create a Goshen? And remember, the Goshen is not just for you, it's not just for your family. The Goshen is for God's people. So if your heart intentions is just for yourself, you're probably not going to hear from the Lord. But if you are for his people like God, you got to be like God. You got to think like God as best as you can. He thinks about generations and he thinks about his people. He doesn't think only about one household. He loves his people. So when he blesses you for his people. And the great thing about it is you're a part of that. So ask God how. And sometimes you may not hear the answer the way you want to hear it. It might be, hey, go start this business. Hey, go take this course. Hey, go apply for this job. Hey, I need you to start teaching this. And when you're obedient, I always say this to you, God is dimensional. When he does something, it always has a domino effect and it touches the lives of others, because that's who God is. He's not just thinking about that one person. That one person can affect millions. So when God tells you to do something, he's telling you to do something for a reason. God is not an idol. God even tells us, be careful for idle words. So there's nothing that comes out of God's mouth that is not attached with power and purpose. So when you know that about God, you move with God, you say what he says, you do what he does. If he tells you to do something, do it. You don't know if he's using you to create a Goshen. And in the way this world is going, we need Goshens all over this place. And one of the places he told me is a Goshen is Texas. And I thought about that and I'm like, well, God, I feel like you making a lot of people move to Goshen, because I would hear them say, I heard God say go to Texas. I heard God say go to Texas. And I felt like there were Florida could be a Goshen, and what was the other place? I don't remember, but definitely those two places I remember feeling in my spirit, which happens to be the two places I'm from. But I just saw in the spirit God moving people to different places around the nation. And I'm pretty sure he's doing it outside of the United States. Where are you supposed to be? That's why I said you have to be a people who listens. You have to be a people who's obedient to God, because you don't know what he is doing, where he is placing you. It's for a reason. It's for a purpose. God is not idle with anything he does. Everything he does is attached with purpose, is attached with power, is attached with saving a people. Pray for a Goshen. Pray for your Goshen. Pray for the Goshen for the people, and pray that God would save this nation, because we are in need of saving.